Hey everyone, what you're about to listen to is a slice discussion from the podcast that my friend John and I do called Hi Mom. We discuss various things, but we'll usually have a main topic. This is the main topic for that episode. If you want to listen to the full episode, we are available on podcast hosting apps like Apple, Spotify, and many more. I'll leave links in the description so that you can pick and choose where you want to listen to us for the full episodes. Thank you, and enjoy.
Solar Opposites, dude. I like this season.
Solar Opposites Season 2. What's up?
Dose. I really like the season. I don't know why.
I liked it a lot too. I was kind of nervous about it. Like after putting the first episode, I kind of felt like you. I don't know. You like you're. I think it's like kind of normal to have like the nervousness of like the sophomore release. Like, is it gonna be as good as the first one, or like what direction are they gonna take it in, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean,
I think a lot of
we got more of those sci-fi shenanigans for sure. I was kind of like the first 10 minutes were kind of so for me
of season 2, episode 1
of the first episode, yeah. But you know, once you got to those underground aliens.
Oh, the ones that are from the they're from the same planet, but
they're from the same planet, but like it turns out there was a secret society of wealthy rich people that never had to work.
Yeah.
And they're like, so we're just waiting for you guys to terraform this place.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I think that's actually let me. It was a good first episode to reintroduce the characters and the cast. Like they did. Like they really leaned into like the meta humor of it. Like you know, the solar opposites are going to England. You know, yeah. Like that was like all throughout the season. The solar opposites are blah 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 blah. And then like they reference the last year a lot, so like to let you guys know, like, yeah, we're in season 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I liked the cast. I'm glad that they didn't stay.
Yeah,
because they like okay. The joke was that these people are high class. Fuck, I forget the name of the planet that they're from.
Schlorp.
What is it?
Planet Schlorp.
Schlorp.
So
like we're Schlorpians?
Yeah, we're Schlorpians.
Okay, so you know, I get it that they're like high class Schlorpians, but they're like adhering more to like the typical alien, like hiding in the shadows, covering themselves to like blend amongst humans, and doing it in a very bad way, and eating garbage and stuff. But that they're like high class, so like it's like you mentioned earlier, like a juxtaposition of it, or like a contrast to like who they are and what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, like, I mean, I think that the story, that episode wasn't all that good. Like, I don't really remember what the other characters were doing. Yumilak was like trying to be cool or something, and like the new kid on the new cool kid, or the new leader of the cool kid, like he was I guess like faking him out that he was a nice guy. But like Terry and Jesse, I don't really remember their storyline. And Corvo's
Terry, well, I don't remember, but I know I remember Jesse adopts like an elderly dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, that's how,
he's like super high maintenance. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how it wraps up.
Yeah. But like, I did like that Corvo was like feeling that he's not in touch with his roots because he's so influenced, or he's so close to Terry, who is so not about his planet's culture, that they tried to kind of like create a culture for the Schlorpians, and have Corvo try to like adhere to it, but like failing, I guess. It's fine. It was fun enough, but it's whatever. I'm kind of glad like episode 2 came around and like the show moved on.
Yeah.
Like the dinner party episode was like, it was just like a Rick and Morty episode, wasn't it?
Really? How so?
The dinner party. Because it's like, oh, here's this thing that they think is dumb. Corvo thinks is dumb, so he's gonna ruin it for everyone else.
And Yami like just takes it to a whole other level.
Yeah, I like how they they literally passed a law to outlaw dinner parties. And like the extremes that Terry went to so that they could have dinner parties.
Just because he's never invited.
Terry or Yamilak?
No, Corvo.
Corvo, yeah.
Corvo's never invited. He's such a drag.
He is. I mean, like you could see exactly why he wasn't invited.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that episode, I thought it was a really good episode. I mean, like the pupa and Jesse having like their own little bits about like entertaining at the dinner party. I think the show did a good job of like showing how the replicants are very similar to their to the adults essentially. Like, and they're pairing up Jesse and Terry together more, and like even if they're not directly hanging out, like you could see that like both of their interests lay over here, and so they're kind of like, even if they're not directly paired, they're like in the same sphere. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. Yeah. They're both a little kooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, they digress a lot from the norm of Schlorp. They love Earth culture. That's the thing. They love Earth culture and they want to like know everything about it and they want to immerse themselves in it.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of like it's continuing on from season 1, which I thought was fantastic. Like,
yeah,
like I definitely like them trying to, I guess, lean into the Earth culture. Like one of the things that I forgot to mention from the season 1 episode that we did was like one of my favorite like bits in the show was the Monk Ave. You remember that? Monk Ave.
Monk Ave.
It was
the
Man Cave episode.
Yeah.
Like they just wanted to lean into the Man Cave stuff and like they didn't really understand it. They didn't even know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that
well,
shit was.
And they wanted that satisfaction, wasn't it? That's what they were looking for.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like that was kind of like low key missing in this one, except for maybe the dinner party episode was kind of like that, but it wasn't quite the same because it was like Corvo feeling like an outsider and trying to ruin it rather than trying to lean into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't see the similarities you're trying to tell me about. Because honestly,
no, I'm not saying that there are some similarities. I feel like that's something that was kind of missing from this season.
Okay. Was it?
I mean, like, in season 1 they had the like another way that they tried leaning into, like Corvo specifically tried leaning into it, was the college episode. Where he did the whole college experience, and then also the episode where he becomes a magician, and like all just to prove a point. But it's like Corvo, who's most abrasive about embracing Earth culture. He's like, I felt like that was kind of like low key missing in this season. Unless you can think of examples that I'm missing.
No. I can see what you're saying. Yeah, they weren't very active in the whole Earth. It was more about the shenanigans they got into, less about like them trying to adapt or like deny that Earth had any sort of culture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There wasn't any of that.
No. But it's fine. Like I still had a lot of fun with this season, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like I actually felt like I would definitely rewatch some of these episodes.
Yeah, I rewatched the season.
Did you? The
Yeah,
whole thing?
I went through the whole thing again.
That's cool. I mean, it's only 8 episodes.
Yeah, it's not that much. It's not that hard, but
Yeah.
yeah, once you get into it, well, I mainly rewatch it just so I can get certain details that I miss. Because every time you watch something, you always just focus on something and then you miss other things that are happening at the same time. So I kind of have to do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like the joys of rewatching a show is that you catch things you didn't catch the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Lake House episode, which is episode 3, I thought was fun enough because of the premise. Like, okay, so in episode 1 of this season, they talk about how like Yumyalak low-key sucks. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, Yumyalak sucks. But then they did episode 3 where he like got BDE.
And all because of bullies.
All because of bullies.
Because of bullies.
And like, yeah, he still kind of sucks because he got greedy with his BDE, and
they had to bring in an expert to get rid of it.
Yeah. But it was a crazy enough premise that I enjoyed it. The stuff with Terry and Corvo, where Corvo is trying to manipulate, or he's trying to change Terry to fit his image of what Terry should be. Was fun too, and like how it like backfires on him because he took it one step too far.
Yeah,
and
he was right there, and it was just a tiny thing that he found so inconvenient.
He got jealous, or he got greedy.
Yeah,
and basically turned him into a serial killer. Yeah, and that whole bit where he kills everybody, and he lives the rest of his life, and he gets married and stuff, and like to a blind woman. Like I thought all of that was fantastic, and I'm like, how are they gonna undo that? And then they still managed to do it somehow, and I liked it.
Oh yeah, it was just a letter, right? It was just a letter that he's saying. He's like, hey, turn left.
Yeah. Corvo, turn left. Yeah. And like it saved everything.
Yeah. Oh, we should mention what it was. It was like a, because they made a reference to a movie,
The Lake House.
The Lake House. Yeah. So like they had a mailbox, and it had like a temporal whatever, so they can send letters back in time. And that's how Corvo was changing Terry.
Yeah, I like how they like didn't even try to like I like how they leaned into it. Like Terry was like, "Oh, this is like the Lake House," and he's like, "This is nothing like the Lake House." And they check it out, and I'm like, "Oh, this is exactly like the Lake House."
Yeah,
this was a funny gag. Do you have an episode here in the season that you didn't really care for?
Didn't really care for? Maybe number 5. When
the one with the return of the Goobler?
Yeah. I didn't really care for that storyline, except when they go to I think it's Vegas.
Yeah.
And then Corvo and the Goobler. That shit made me laugh so hard, dude.
Where he hijacked the marriage, and he was like, "You should be with me instead."
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was weird because I think I feel like there was a subversion of expectations because of what like the Corvo the Goobler represented in season 1, and like to kind of like completely take a step away from that representation of like what the Goobler means to having him just be like a chilled out guy instead of trying to kill Corvo. It was interesting, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I didn't dislike the episode. The one that I didn't really care for was the emergency urbanizer, which is episode 4, the wood city.
Really, I really liked that one. That shit
Did
was
you?
funny. Yeah.
Like I liked the plot line. I don't know, like the wood city itself kind of, I don't know, there was something about it that I didn't really like.
What do you think it was?
Like, okay, so the storylines with all of them, like Jesse being like entering fashion, Corvo trying to be, what was he trying to be, a police officer or something, and he like kept getting attacked by wolves.
No, he was trying to be the mafia.
Oh, he was trying to be a mafia. Yeah. Ever since I can remember, I wanted to be in the mafia. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, all of them had like their thing. Like, Yemulak did like the Wolf of Wall Street thing. I don't know. I think it was
Terry. Fucking Terry.
What was Terry saying?
He became a hooker.
He did become a hooker. He wanted to be in a play, and instead he ended up hooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. I think it was just the aesthetic of the wood city. Like I feel like maybe if they had done that in like a real city, I would have liked it a little bit more. But
yeah,
that it just being like a sci-fi city that Corvo essentially created.
With the emergency urbanizer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know which one? What caught my
Before you go though, before you continue, I just want to finish off though. But I absolutely love the bit where the two of them, well, this all starts because of summer vacation.
Yeah.
And I love the bit where the two of the Corvo and Terry are talking out in the backyard about like they're discussing murdering the replicants.
Mm-hmm.
And like the neighbor comes and she's like, "Hey, I can't help overhear that you guys are talking about murdering your children. You know, there's an actual alternative solution that you can do, and like send them to summer camp." And like sending them to summer camp, like they don't get it enough that they actually just were like, here's summer camp, essentially leaving them to die, which was almost the same thing as their original plan.
Yeah.
Like the city itself, like, I don't know, I didn't really care for it. But the plot lines within the city, I did like, and that bit I loved. But I thought it was, I don't know, there was something about that episode that kind of bugged me.
Maybe because there was less sci-fi shenanigans other than the actual making of the city.
No, you know what? No. I take it back, John. I take it back. I do like the episode. Like just disregard everything that you guys heard. I take it back. I like the episode. I don't like the wooded people for some reason, but the pig episode
is weird. No, before we go to that one, I just had a question in the back of my head after the episode finished, which was, what happened to Yemulek's kid? Because he had a kid with a radish lady.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Right? And you're supposed to forget about her. Not me, because that's a child. And I care about the well-being of our children.
You think there's a chance that it'll come in season 3 or?
Hopefully. Or maybe he's just going to be disregarded as like a throwaway character, and it's going to be like, dude, that's
I think it all depends.
That's a deadbeat dad, yeah.
I think it all depends on how the fans react to that episode specifically, because like the Council of Rick was supposed to be like a one-off episode originally, and they brought him. Yeah. The Council of Rick, or that episode was supposed to be a one-off. They weren't ever supposed to return to it.
Yeah. Well, how well did that turn out? They went back to it.
I think
it's a great. It's a great. What's the word? It's a great bit that they have. The Council of Bricks.
Well, yeah, and I mean it's also like the thread that's like through like the overarching narrative.
Yeah.
that they can like lean into once in a while, and like people are gonna lose their minds for it. Because I think people just like seeing that stuff. But I don't know. It just depends. I think that the whole city was supposed to be kind of like a gag, like a one-off thing. I don't see it coming back.
No.
But now that you mentioned that kid, like, yeah, there's a chance. I don't really remember the kid actually.
No, he was there for like maybe a 10-second scene.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's like completely forgettable. But it's Yamulek, and he's becoming very successful, but he's neglecting his wife and family. Kind of like the Wolf of Wall Street. So.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. Okay, so shall we get into it?
Number 6.
Yeah. What do you think of that one? Where the cast are essentially like wanted criminals.
Well, the whole time I was questioning, like, how the fuck did we get to this point? When did this happen? And I'm kind of glad that they answered it. And it was the most unexpected answer that they had already come up with.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they threw the idea out there, but they didn't think about combining the three suspects
Yeah.
to team up. I
How
thought
crazy-
it was alright. It wasn't
Yeah.
my favorite episode.
Mm.
I
It
felt
was
really
passable.
bad for the pig. Yeah,
Yeah, that poor pig. But I mean,
Poor
at least
thing.
at least he's got a job now. He
Yeah,
can-
I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about like the humans also being able to do sci-fi shit.
Well, they stole the tech. No, they stole the tech from them.
Did they? I don't remember that.
That's
detail.
that's what I kind of took away from it. Because
like,
I'm pretty sure there's no humans that can do that within the universe. But
the joke was like, let's make the humans out sci-fi the aliens,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of smart. Pablo up the fuck out of a pig man thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. But the wall.
The wall, dude. We
So
got
they didn't address the wall in episode 1, did they? Or if they
No.
did, it was at the was at
No.
the very end, right?
no. I think the first part where we got the wall was episode 2, when
In the beginning.
when Yamulek shrinks a douchebag basically.
Mm-hmm.
Was it at a Froyo place?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah,
It was
doesn't
somewhere.
matter.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. He was basically a douche, and the type of person that you expected to be in the wall.
Yeah.
I did like though that they're like, because what I appreciate about the show is that it's just so on the nose about its meta-ness that like it's talking to you directly without telling you exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, hey, if you're wondering about the wall, yeah, the wall still exists. Look, we're gonna put a douchebag in the wall right now, like at the start of at the start of episode 2, for all of you guys who were wondering.
Yeah.
And I think that they did a good job of like having like just like they did in season 1, but I think that they did a good job of like throwing it into the episodes. That I don't remember what episodes focused on the wall, but like that it was in the background.
7.
Throughout no, I know episode 7 was the one that just dedicated everything into that into the wall storyline.
The title got me though. The title.
Oh my god! I know, me too.
Title of episode 7 got me because it's like the unlikely
say-
demise of Terry's favorite shot glass. And
and
it
it
is
did, they did
such
so
a
good
tiny
with it.
part of the episode.
The description. Oops, the wild story that explains why Terry had to order a new shot glass.
And it's like completely random, but at the same time it's like it's a self-contained story of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Do Terry and Corvo even know about the wall?
I don't know.
I don't think so, right?
If they do, they don't care enough.
Mm-hmm. You want to know who cares?
Who cares?
The pupa.
The pupa! Oh, the pupa! The pupa is us, Jonathan. The pupa is there with us.
The pupa's enjoying everything that's going on. The pupa's there to protect and to aid and to enjoy the entertainment.
I was watching this episode with my coworker during our lunch break,
Mm-hmm.
and I was showing him episode 7, and so like to kind of give him a little bit of background of like the storyline here. I just showed him I showed him a scene with Tim, and or I think it might have been in the flashback that was actually introduced in this episode. But I tried to show him try to kind of like catch him up on like the wall storyline, and like the it showed the scene where Tim and Sherry. Yeah, where they hooked up. And, you see the pupa pull out his smartphone.
Background, yeah, and then take a picture.
I think he was recording.
Oh, was he? Oh,
That's
shit.
Yeah, he was recording it. But because he could.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? They're tiny.
Yeah, I know that like in season 1, the episode we did on season 1, you were like, oh, I really, really like the pupa. This season sold beyond the pupa.
Yeah, the pupa's gonna be a big character.
Yeah. Yeah, and like
Eventually.
I like that it didn't, like I like that episode 7 didn't like it didn't cut away to any of the other cast members, but like the pupa being involved was, I think, like enough that it still feels like episode 7 was self-contained, except for like the Terry shot glass stuff. Like I really needed to know about that.
Do you want to tell our audience how Terry lost his shot glass?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember at the top of my head.
Don't remember? Okay, so Sherry ends up
I know it had to do with Sherry.
Yeah. Sherry ends up finding the Duke outside of the wall.
Yes.
He's still alive, and then they try to survive because they stabbed the baby possum, and now the mama possum is stalking them throughout the backyard.
Yeah.
And Sherry's pregnant. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. It's Tim's kid. Eventually ends up giving birth in a pest dispenser. But before that, she escapes together with the Duke from like this little toy that they had gotten in to get away from the mama possum. And they lived in there for weeks. And then the Duke ends up sacrificing himself with Sherry, lures the mama possum away, and gets swallowed, but not before sparking a firecracker.
Oh, and the firecracker is the one that
firecracker
exploding
explodes the possum's head, and the possum's head ends up smacking against the window as Terry is washing his shot glass.
And he breaks it.
And that's how Terry lost his shot glass.
Okay. I didn't realize you were going to recap the whole story, but yeah, that's basically what happens. Dude, this episode was great. It was fantastic. I liked it.
The wall episodes are my favorites by far.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think the wall story is like it's the best storyline out of the entire series, in my opinion.
I think
because it's very Honey, I Shrunk the Kids mixed with like Escape from New York mixed with I don't know, some kind of fascist regime. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I think honestly, like, if people are on the fence about watching this show for whatever reason, Like I think that the wall storyline is enough to kind of get you guys invested. Because that is really interesting.
It is.
And-
You wanna know what happens to people.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I honestly, I was kind of disappointed we didn't get more Tim.
I know.
Yeah, because
I know.
last season he was like the protagonist of the wall storyline, and this time it was the Bones
The writer.
writer from Bones. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Which was like what completely took me by surprise was that like episode 7 didn't even focus on him.
no,
It focused on Sherry.
yeah,
Yeah, like episode 6 ends with the like assumption that Sherry is alive. And then episode 7 just like shows us everything that we need to know. It like fills us in on that entire year that occurred after Sherry was left to die.
yeah,
And how she got to the moment that the Bones writer decided not to share the secret that there is a hole to the outside world.
yeah.
Yeah, so I like went into episode 8 like just waiting to see if there's a conclusion, and there wasn't. Like the wall didn't even come up after episode 7. And
Well,
like
didn't it end with Sherry talking
to the Bones writer?
to the Bones Rider and like agreeing to take down Tim? It's like a second
so, yeah.
revolution.
Yeah. And I thought that it was gonna lean into like, I don't know, I guess maybe formulating that plan, but I guess like that's gonna have to wait for season 3. I don't know. And like episode 8 was fun enough, but I think I would have appreciated episode 7 being the true season finale.
Even though it's not the main storyline.
Even if it's not the main storyline, because it's like it's a good cliffhanger. Because they're like, you're like, oh, I want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
And then like you just kind of get like this one-off story about how the characters learn to cope with death, and it was a funny story, but it also felt like an episode that would have been in the middle somewhere. Like it kind of reminds me of the season 3 finale of Rick and Morty, where it was just like some storyline about Rick having a pissing contest with the president.
Yeah.
And like it just kind of it was a fine enough story, but it just didn't feel like a great like season ender.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It definitely would have been better in one of the middle in one of the middle episodes instead.
Yeah, I mean like the big takeaway from it is that the pupa is evolving, and I think that was important, like showing us the pupa change colors every season. Like now we're gonna know that the pupa is gonna be blue in season 3, or but like
Maybe
that, maybe. Well, I mean,
Maybe.
he's blue now.
he's blue now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it even a he?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a she.
I just know that
It's
the pupa
genderless.
is
Yeah.
a G.
He's a fucking G, dude. Love
Yeah,
the
you just
people.
call him he.
Okay, fine. Let's go with he. That's my default.
Anyways, yeah, the pupa's great. I really come around on the pupa. But like I wasn't expecting the characters to like their heads to actually explode, and then
And then grow into trees.
into trees. Yeah, like I don't know where they're gonna go from there. Like, are they gonna just be tree people now?
No,
like, maybe-
they were growing their feet, and that's when they were threatening their neighbor because he's the one that told them like, "Oh, death is final. You're
Yeah.
just gonna rot." And they're like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck? We were not told this. We're
Which
not
was
aware of
hilarious.
this." Yeah,
Which was hilarious that they just bullied their neighbor, and like didn't he like freak out and move?
yeah. They straight up told them like, "Oh, you better move out, bitch. As soon as we grow feet and we can move, we're gonna go and kill you. They were throwing very full threats.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Even Jesse got in on it. Which I would argue is Jesse being the kindest of the four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And the season finale, or the season ends with us with the show telling us that there's going to be a Christmas special. Did you see that?
Yeah, and they're like, this is real. We actually agreed to this.
Which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I want to see how they do Christmas.
So, do you have anything else you want to say?
I watched the nothing about Solar Opposites, to be honest. I like the season. It's great, and if you like the first season, you should watch second season.
Yeah, I think this how do you like season 2 more than that season 1, or do you still like season 1 more?
No, I think I like season 1 more. I'd give it like a 8.5 out of 10, and then this season I'd give it like a 7.3 out of 10.
Oh,
it's still good.
Took a step down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but not. No, in my book, it's not that gigantic of a step, but it's definitely on a lower tier than the first season.
Okay.
Still should watch it though. Only for the wall episodes. They're the equivalent. Yeah. I think they're like the equivalent of the paintball episodes from Community.
I can see that.
Right?
Yeah, I can see that. Community.
What a show.